Hello, virgins, Capri Suns, Piss Fish, and all other hilarious names for the Zodiac signs. Welcome to not only episode 19 of Grumpy X Sunshine, but also volume 4 of the true crime series, the Zodiac series. I'm Lady, aka Sunshine.
And I'm Storm, aka Grumpy. This is a planned miniseries where around the middle of each Zodiac season, we'll be releasing an episode based on the serial killer that shares that Zodiac. Our twist, we also have a guest that shares that Zodiac as well. This season's Virgo, the killer is Mary Beth Tinning. And this week's guest is our very own Lady.
And Bobina.
Yeah, Bobina's here too.
What's up?
You're pretty much going to be a staple now.
I'm cool with that.
Okay. I would hope so. So, I hated this one. And
I'm so
I hate
sorry.
that you picked it.
I'm so sorry.
Disclaimer, murder, serial killers, there's baby deaths in here. It was really hard for me to research.
Sorry.
I don't think I know much about this one, so I'm excited to hear the story.
Oh.
I wouldn't be excited to hear about babies.
Well, no, not that part, but you know, I'm a true crime junkie.
I didn't go in super into depth with it. Because it's
Pretty bad?
It's anything hurting a child is absolutely horrific to me.
Oh, absolutely. Burn them all at the stake.
Oh, you didn't give the crazy timeline.
No.
Oh, okay. You should have given them. It's wild. It's like all of her fucking kids.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to hear this.
Okay, so starting off with something a little lighter. What is a Virgo, Bobina?
So a Virgo, it's the maiden. It starts on August 23rd through September 22nd. It's the sixth sign in the Zodiac, and I would describe it as big mommy energy. But I'm assuming in this case of the story, she takes it to a whole nother level. Understatement. Got it. So the duality of it is feminine. Its triplicity is an earth sign, and its quadruplicity is mutable, which means when it comes to change, they're adaptable.
What is duality?
Duality is either the feminine or masculine energy. So in this case, Virgo is a feminine energy.
Oh.
Yeah.
We should have had you on for Gemini. I would have loved to talk more.
I think Gemini is a masculine energy, but don't quote me on that because I didn't do a deep dive on that one yet.
I don't remember it.
They're reserved, modest, practical, analytical, and painstaking. Their ruling planet is Mercury. Their symbol is the Virgin.
And we talked about Hermione Granger being a Virgo, right?
I think you and I did earlier. I know that.
Yeah. Lady, are you Hermione Granger?
No. I wish.
She is a Gryffindor. I know that.
I'm a Slytherin.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
Aww. Adorable.
Right?
I'm a Griffin Puff.
Huh.
I've actually gotten every single house.
Every time I've taken it, it's been like straight up split down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Hufflepuff and Gryffindor.
I used to get Ravenclaw, like, when I took it when I was still in, like, middle school and high school, but every time after that, like, when I became adult, after going through more traumas, I became a Hufflepuff. But that was after I stopped caring.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Well, I think Hufflepuffs have more fun.
I was a Hufflepuff.
Don't worry, I'll be your scary guard dog, too.
Every
Scary
Slytherin has a
Guard
pet Hufflepuff.
Scary guard dog.
Dark.
One thing about Virgos is they like to use their talents to help others.
Mm-hmm.
Their polarity is a Pisces or their sister sign. Their dominating keywords is I analyze, but they serve is another one. They need more downtime. The body parts that are ruled by Virgo is the digestive system. So people that are Virgo usually have more problems with their digestive system.
Ew.
Yeah, right? Isn't that scary how accurate some things can be?
I don't like the way she said that either.
Their lucky day is Wednesday. Their lucky numbers are 5 and 3. Their birthstone is a sapphire. Their special colors are navy blue, gray, light brown, and mauve. The tree that represents them is any nut-bearing tree. Got him.
Got nuts.
These nuts. Their flower is a morning glory or a pansy.
I love morning glories.
They're so pretty. I like pansies. They're just a fun word. And they're really cute little, like, they're cute. I think they're cute. Animals, bees, fox, ravens.
Bees? I have a bee purse.
I would say, I thought you did have a thing for bees. And small domestic animals.
Cats.
They're gems and metals.
Cats. Gerbils.
Oh, God.
Are gerbils domestic?
I mean, anything that can be kept as a pet, I would
It's
consider domestic. Some people think, big cats are domestic. Those people are wrong.
Aren't cheetahs like basically big domestic house cats?
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is if you run, they will chase and hunt you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything that can claw your face off in a second would be considered a domestic animal.
Listen,
Why not?
there's this guy.
Honey, no.
There's this
Why not?
guy that posts live streams of him sleeping. He's like a watch in the jungle.
Yeah.
For like forest fires. And it's always the cheetahs that come and sleep with him.
It always cuddles.
They always come cuddle.
Yeah. Just don't run from a cheetah.
Yeah, don't run from it.
See, if there has to be a warning that comes with the animal not to do something, it's usually, I wouldn't put it with the domestic category.
I give you a warning when I talk about Aki.
I've never had to worry about him though.
Yeah, but I have to give everyone a warning before they even approach Aki. He had your man cornered.
Well, yeah, that's because he's a man. I don't have to worry about Aki.
So if I told you if you're a man, just don't run from a cheetah, would you still say that that's not domestic?
If an animal can claw your face off with just one little,
Swipe.
Aki could cause some damage for sure, but he,
What do you mean for sure?
he would have to be he wouldn't just do it to do it for no reason. He's not unpredictable to that level like a wild animal or wild cat would be. If we're comparing,
so just don't run from it.
keep in mind,
And
we're
it's
comparing a
predictable.
cheetah to
To a
your teddy
dog.
bear downstairs.
He's not a teddy bear. He's
He-
scary.
You said that in a baby voice. Anyway, back to Virgo.
Bobina saw my heart on my butt cheek.
I did, and it was adorable.
It is.
Oh,
I
your
tan.
tanning heart?
Yep. I tan and I put a heart sticker on my tush, and it comes off so that I can see my progress of tan. When I'm getting railed from behind, they love it.
Oh. Okay, I would.
Yeah.
So,
It's a great slapping point.
Ha ha ha.
gems and
Oh, I
metals.
was being serious. Gems and metals.
Gems and metals that are associated with Virgo are jade, sapphire, specifically white topaz, and mercury, which
So
is
that's the color butt plug you want.
or a yoni egg. You want a white topaz yoni egg.
What the fuck is a yoni egg?
It looks like an egg, and it's a crystal, and women push it up in their hoo-ha, and they kegel with it inside, and it helps strengthen your pelvic floor.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want
It's
to roast
kind of
quick
like
one.
Fenway balls.
But people have lost yoni
I'm
eggs
sorry.
inside of them
Murder
Mm-hmm.
in the Discord just said Blue has cancer.
I would pause.
Lady, you have to join. Blue has cancer and it's terminal. The only way to save her is to play fast, please.
before. I thought they had a date.
Not these two. Murder. That's my person. I
probably
don't
you.
know you.
Never seen it.
Never seen King of the Hill?
No.
What's wrong with you?
A lot.
Did
We
were you
established
sheltered
this.
or did you shelter
I
yourself?
literally just told you I saw my mom's butthole. What do you mean? What's wrong?
I've
with
seen
me?
my mom's butthole too, but I still watch TV.
I went and played outside. I'm sorry to disappoint
I played
you.
outside too, but like
Apparently not
were
as much
you
as me.
Sheltered from media, or did you shelter yourself?
Both.
How is it both?
Both. My mom was very sheltering and
Oh,
very
so
helicopter, and
only
I just
Disney.
didn't care. I really only liked Disney.
Is that
Okay.
I didn't find a lot of like Nickelodeon jokes and stuff like that funny.
That's fucking wild.
So, scents and oils associated with Virgo are eucalyptus, fennel, grapefruit, lemon, lily of the valley, and sage.
Okay, you said that way too quickly for me to comprehend any of that.
All right, let's do that again. So, some scents and oils that are associated with Virgo are
Okay.
eucalyptus,
Okay.
fennel,
What the fuck is fennel?
It's a type of I would compare it to yarrow.
Don't know what that is either.
It's like a type of herb.
Okay.
I think you can use it in cooking. I don't use it. I mostly use it in just like some spell jars here and there.
Okay.
Grapefruit,
I know that one.
lemon,
Gross.
lily of the valley.
It's traumatizing. Lemon's traumatizing.
I wonder if lily of the valley and the scent of just lily itself are similar or not. And then sage, which, you know, that's good. Got some demons, you sage them away.
Very cleansing.
It is. Very demure. Very mindful. Dangers for Virgo. Virgos sometimes arouse anger and violence in others because of their tendency to interfere, their critical tongues, and their unemotional attitudes.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Their most likable trait is their considerate nature of others.
You're not gonna that one?
I mean, you're nice.
You're pretty considerate.
You are.
I was about to say very considerate, and then I decided on pretty considerate.
Nice. Some strengths and weaknesses.
I like how she just kind of just rolls.
Yeah, it just goes from that.
I don't know how to respond.
That's okay. I'm a Gemini.
Oh, I
Most
know.
people, I know. I remind you constantly. It's the God complex. Don't worry.
Well, I got it too, but you just scare me sometimes if we're being 100% honest. And it's not even like a, oh my god, I'm scared of her. It's like a, what are you?
A Gemini.
Like when you, have you ever seen that like video where the guy's like, Mom, the fucking cat's back. And it's this big white furry cat with these like dead fucking eyes staring up. That's what you're the cat.
Videos.
You're the cat and I'm the angry Italian. So some strengths.
You're welcome.
No. So some strengths of Virgo. They're analytical. They're dedicated, diligent, intelligent.
Lady's very dedicated and intelligent.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm not loyal?
Oh, loyal
haven't-
to a T, but we haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah.
You just said loyal.
Analytical.
No, pause. I'm not gonna let both of you fucking
Go ahead.
gaslight me.
No, because
Do
you
it.
gotta keep this in.
Do it.
Because we're looking at the list.
Do it. And lady stopped recording right as I said do it. We just replayed what we recorded, and I want to hear you say it.
I was wrong.
There
It's
you go.
fine.
Who gaslit who?
I gaslit myself.
All right.
And who else?
You
tried to gaslight?
No, I didn't try to gaslight. at all.
Apologize, motherfucker.
I didn't try to gaslight
I'm waiting for
you.
it.
I'm not gonna apologize for something I
Gimme.
didn't do.
Gimme.
See, I'm sorry
There she goes again,
for not
gaslighting.
realizing.
I was wrong. That's the most you're getting.
Fair. I'll take that. You gotta take the small victories, you know? As we'll read through this list, you'll see.
Well,
that
I'm
some of
gonna
those
take it
fucking
because I'm gonna have to, but I'm still salty about it.
So that list of strengths goes again: analytical, dedicated, diligent, intelligent, level-headed, sometimes, productive, and thorough. And just for you, we will add loyal to that list because it is true. Weaknesses include being difficult, fussy.
Really difficult.
You just call me fussy.
Fussy.
I agree.
You just call me fussy?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't, but like every other book that the 4 different books I pulled out
What the fuck
today.
does fussy even mean?
Fussy.
Stop. Get away.
All
from me.
Bobina did was reach out her hand and present it as Lady is acting.
Snobby, nervous, nitpicky.
Which snobby I don't think describes Lady super often. There are times that you can be, but not often.
Oh yeah. Uptight and modest. Signs that get along with Virgo are Cancer, Capricorn, Scorpio, and Taurus. Some that not so much will. It's really a 50-50 toss-up. Is Gemini, Pisces, and Sagittarius. Sagittarius.
It's a
Ew.
rarity that me and you get along. You're welcome.
It is.
Trash. And
Mm-hmm.
Miss Pickle Lady are both Sages.
Miss Pickle Lady.
My daddy's a Sag. How to get along with Virgo. Be calm, offer to help, say thank you, and stay organized.
Listen, wait, hold on. Offering to help is probably not the best idea.
Not for lady. Not for lady.
You too nitpicky and you like everything done a certain way? Or do you only ask for help when you want it?
You either take charge or you let lady take charge. And she will tell you what to do.
I like when mommy tells me what to do.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Challenges that a Virgo faces. They have a tendency to be controlling.
Oh, really?
They exhaust themselves even when they're not doing anything.
Oh, really?
They can be lazy. That doesn't mean that every Virgo is lazy, but it's like almost like a sin of theirs. Like, what would be sloth? I think sloth would be it. People pleasing.
Oh, really?
Hard time being wrong.
Really?
Skeptical.
I just want to point out that we literally just listened back to that audio, right?
Yeah.
And she's sulking right now.
No, I'm not sulking. I'm just every bad one. You're just looking at me saying, "Wow, really?" I would have never imagined.
It's hard to get away with things when you're in the hot seat with people that have known you for at least
minute.
Almost 5 years for me, and I don't even know, God, how many years for you two?
God, who knows?
10 plus, right?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Getting there.
Do you subtract the time that we weren't
No.
friends? Okay.
You still knew each other.
Well, yeah.
So,
people pleasing.
people pleasing, hard time being wrong, skeptical, over emotional.
I don't think skeptical necessarily. I think you're skeptical of some things, but I think other things you
I think it's more of
openly
when I
believe.
am skeptical, I'm
very skeptical.
I'm suspicious.
Absolutely. I'll say something which I say a lot of off the wall shit in general.
Oh, really?
Isn't it
Bank
so
facing me.
condescending?
Bank accounts were created by the shadow government to help control people.
I wouldn't be
I'll
surprised.
say some off the wall shit, and lady will instantly be like, "Where? Show me the proof right now. Get it out here." No, it's not. That's not true.
There has to be some substance to your claims.
I have a whole thing of red string conspiracy stuff. You can't take anything I say seriously.
I'm still waiting for my red string board.
Everyone is, because Junior
Junior's fine.
comes over and yells at me for the same thing, and I just
Listen, the only other option.
Line first.
Turd tap and bussy bopper.
I was gonna say the only other option we have for his name is Turd Tap and Bussy Bopper.
And I'm cool with that one. Some other challenges that they fight, they don't do well when it comes to chaos, which is ironic because you guys have full chaos episodes.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think I more run those.
Yes.
Yeah.
And ladies just kind of along for the ride.
Yeah.
I make structure.
Yeah.
She gives me.
She'll
give
give
me-
bullet points.
Gives me structure.
She gives me an idea of what she wants, and I put structure to it. I make it into what I need it to be, and she just goes. She's just happy to be there.
I'm just happy
She
to be
lets me kind of take over a little bit, but she still runs the whole show.
They also don't like feeling useless.
Mm-hmm.
They can be forgetful at times. They're not well with loud noises. For someone who's so
no, lady
organized,
is the loud noise.
that is also oh my god, that's so true too. For you don't like loud noises, but you are the loudest one ever, and you don't even realize it.
What do you mean I don't like loud noises?
It's some jarring loud noises,
Oh.
sudden. No one. I mean, I guess no one really.
I don't
cares
think
for those.
I don't think anyone likes it.
But you are a jarring loud noise sometimes.
Jarring loud noises, I get pissed.
It
They piss me off.
It throws off my whole I can't see.
They trigger me into a fight or flight, and I'm ready to
She
fight.
just called me a
motherfucker.
jarring loud noise.
Another challenge is for.
Consequences of your actions.
When will you learn the consequences? Yeah, you know.
That your actions have consequences.
For Virgos, for people that are so organized, they are also very sloppy for some reason. And this isn't me just reading you. This is and this is just Virgo's sun. This isn't I explain your whole personality because you have other things in your chart that can change these things in your sun. It's just we're just using.
No, it's upsetting at how true it is.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
'Cause,
That's all you.
I love hearing about myself, if that makes sense.
Just not
Me too.
It's kind of great. So, I think mine is more for a sentimental reason. I like that you're able to pick up on the small things. So, like, those, like, weird little inserts that they put in those books about, like, weird little characteristics that a Virgo may have, or someone with this rising sign or whatever, you pick up on that. And you're like, oh yeah, that is... I just straight up doxed myself. But, like, you just know it's me. And I appreciate that. That makes me feel seen. Like, I feel like you actually see who I am. But then it's like, it's like a scale. On one hand, I'm like, I feel loved by this. I feel, like, seen and, like, here.
But you don't want people
But then on the other hand, I feel so fucking basic.
Oh my god, do you finally feel like a main character?
No.
Damn it.
I feel so fucking basic.
Last episode, I was telling her that she needs to start feeling like the main character, goddammit.
It wasn't the last episode.
be the main character in
Yeah.
your own
Oh,
story.
it was the last episode.
Yeah. Be the main fucking character, bitch.
No.
At the very
I
least,
don't-
I'm the main character.
I appreciate that people have that idea in life, but I also can acknowledge that I am not the main character.
That's where
I
the
am.
modest comes in as far as Virgo goes. They are very modest.
True.
But secretly, she loves it.
No.
No, not even a little bit.
I
You
like
just said
being
you
the
like
sup-
feel seen, but
I
you
do-
don't like people looking at you.
Ew.
Does
I
that make
don't-
sense?
Stop reading me.
I can't help it. It's what I do.
Yes. I don't like being looked at, but it is nice to feel seen sometimes.
Aw, I think that's cute. I think that sums it up pretty nice.
I tried to tell her, like, last episode, I tried to tell her about the Harry Potter books would not be the same without Ron and Hermione.
That's a little different. Those are still technically main characters.
I mean, they're supporting. Like
They're supporting.
they're main character's best friend. They're literally the chosen one's best friend. They're like more of a supporting character, but you need more information about them to move the story along because they are such a big part of the story.
Well, then I'm fine being a supporting character.
Okay. Fine.
But, yeah. That's where we go.
she's the supporting character to Storm's main character energy,
I'm a main character.
which you've been giving off a lot today.
I have been.
The final
She's
thing,
in the mood.
I
the,
am.
the final thing that Virgos have a challenge with is relaxing. And even though, we went in there and we said that, like, they have a tendency to be lazy, and have control over everything and exhaust themselves to the point of, like, passing out, but they still never actually relax. Their brains never turn off, and they're constantly worrying about something or
Oh, really?
usually someone.
Oh, really?
I think I can speak for most Virgos when I say when we are lazy, it's not because we want to be lazy. It's because we feel so so weighted down that we can't. That it's just the most menial of tasks is too much on our plate. Like, I'm dealing with so much other things.
I like that.
Why am I going to care about moving a plate? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you start to not care about your own needs anymore, which is not.
You start going, what's the most important thing?
Yeah, and it's not normally ever a Virgo.
Little fun segment. Some famous Virgos include Agatha Christie. She wrote Interview with the Vampire, among other novels in that. Patsy Cline, Confucius, Macaulay Culkin, Ronald Dahl, Tim Burton, Zendaya, Keanu Reeves,
Oh, fucking love Zendaya. Fucking love Keanu Reeves.
Stephen King.
Lady.
Yes. Mother Teresa, which is kind of fitting if I'm being honest. Like, big mommy energy is like what Virgo. That's the first thing that comes to my mind is big mommy energy. But sometimes they need to be a stepmom and chill out a little bit. Like, a few other famous ones would be Michael Keaton, Charlie Sheen, and H.G. Wells.
Why do I know Charlie Sheen?
Charlie
winning-
Sheen has got a weenie that he loves to show.
That's Charlie Sheen from Hollywood Undead.
Okay.
I thought
Charlie Sheen is the guy from 2.5 Men that injected
I know,
tiger's
but
blood.
I thought they were talking about
What?
him.
I also always thought they were talking about Charlie Sheen in that song, but no, it's Charlie Sheen.
Oh, I thought
Okay.
they were talking about Charlie Sheen when they sang that lyric.
I did too for the longest time.
Because
so you're
it's
not
very
wrong.
true. He likes to screw around.
He does. He's a very
Well
gorgeous man too, and he's probably
He
got like
is.
every STD under the sun.
He's No.
I don't know. I think he's hot.
Okay.
I
I
like
would
I
do
like
it
a nice
once.
daddy. It's the hair.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's definitely the hair. He is. Like a silver fox type deal, but he still keeps dyeing all his grays.
For as much as I would want to do Charlie Sheen, I would not, as much as I thought I would originally, Keanu Reeves, I would not want to do. As much as I thought I would have wanted to, like a couple years ago, I've thought about it harder, and I'm like, no, he's just too, I don't want to say innocent, because I don't think he's innocent.
Keanu Reeves is a vampire.
But
he is.
He's like
He is so attractive.
an immortal
But
vampire.
like I could only see him like in a friendly
he's
light.
attractive either.
Oh my
Keanu
god.
Reeves- I prefer him in like Bill and Ted days, or like
See,
Matrix days.
I prefer him in John Wick.
I don't like the way he talks. I don't like the way he talks.
Huh. Man.
That's how I.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
when. He got so much fucking Botox that he can't like move his face to enunciate
Your
his
cat's
words
taking
fully.
a shit.
You're welcome. Who's the person that kind of looks like Keanu Reeves that was in Star Wars?
The guy that plays
Ren's
Kylo.
Yeah,
Kylo Ren.
I don't know.
he's fine.
He is. He's
Adam
gorgeous.
Driver. Yeah.
Some infamous Virgos are Ed Gein, the Painesville
Oh, that
killer.
was stinky.
He used to make like lampshades and other household decor out of human skin. Rodney Alcala, he was the dating game killer. Whitey Bulger, Carlo Gambino, Mickey Cohen, Roy DeMeo, Virginia Hill. All these ones, which it's kind of funny. These are all criminals, but they're all part of the like crime family, mob boss, gangster.
Organized crime?
Yeah, or very organized. And that's the thing. All these like people, I was looking into
Ooh,
other like
real
famous
stinky.
or infamous
so
like
sorry.
criminal Virgos, and they're all like organized crime people.
Which is funny for Virgos being so organized.
Or Nazis. There's a few Nazis thrown in there. Another one was Leslie Van Houten. She was one of the 3 girls that followed Manson, or Charles Manson,
Okay.
with the murders. Jared Fogle, our $5 footlong diddler. And Yolanda Salvador, she was one that killed the Selena, that...
The singer?
Yeah. They were all Virgos.
That's my fan.
Okay.
So, you were saying while we were over on your side about August and September.
Oh yeah, so a lot of the criminal Virgos that got like caught and weren't like in the organized crime category were all August born Virgos, which I thought was funny, and the ones that like got away with shit for a very long time were born in September. So maybe there's a cusping thing, because a lot, obviously if they were born in August, they're cusping more on Leo, and Leos are very self-serving. They're a little more messy. They're, you know, you could see those qualities shining through. Whereas
Libra.
more towards the end and even towards Libra, it's more like cold and calculated, organized, and like it's also self-serving, but in a more for the greater good kind of way. Because even those gangsters were like saying that they were doing things for their family and the people they considered family in whatever town they lived on, in the people they offered protection to, the small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
In their minds, they can justify the things that they were, the crime they were committing, because as far as they knew, it was for the greater good. Whether it was stepping on a bunch of other people's toes in the process, it was still things that they cared about, the people they cared about were getting done. And that's
Okay.
all that mattered. And that's where it comes in with a lot of these people that were involved with crime, like even the Nazis, that they thought what they were doing was for the greater good. Doesn't mean it was right. It doesn't mean any of this shit was right. But in their mind, it was justified. And I'm not saying like, oh, you're a Nazi if you're a Virgo, but you know, I mean, if the cards are there. Anyway, I'm
If the
sorry,
cards
I
are
couldn't
there.
help myself.
Oh my god.
It's inner Virgos. They have plenty of willpower and dedication and work harder than anyone else to make sure something is perfect. Because they can't, but that's only because they can't do everything superbly. If they can't do everything superbly, they begin to fear failure.
Wow, fear.
Fear. I can smell fear on you. They are much too critical even to themselves.
True.
Sometimes they are like an enigma to figure out. I guess that would be like, like the Ed Gein territory, where all these people are like, you get compared to like Mother Teresa, but then the same sentence you got compared to Ed Gein. So like, I guess those would be the enigma. Because like when I hear Virgo, I think nice. I haven't really come across a Virgo that I've had an issue with. At least female Virgos, they seem very nice. Even the male ones are very like caring and like just want to help. But then like, again, how could someone like Ed Gein be a Virgo too? Like, I want to know what else was in his chart that made him a fucking psycho.
This is gonna sound kind of stupid, but wasn't Ed Gein a clown?
That was John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, okay.
Ed Gein was the guy that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based off of, and he made human decor and like skin, mostly skin, like skin lampshades, clothing.
Oh, you don't need to go into detail.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah,
I talked about it earlier in the beginning of the episode. Where are we at?
We're at Lady's house.
That is very true. They hold back around unfamiliar people and even reserve them and are even reserved with the ones they love. They feel very deep.
Are you reserved with us?
I would think it would be more like some family members. Are you? Because you're not. I don't think you're reserved around. Like, at least the people in this house. I don't think so either.
I was just being a shithead.
They feel very deeply, and their secret self is very intense and extremely sensitive.
Yeah.
They like looking after others and giving advice, but never seem to take it themselves.
You literally just said last episode that you are like a shot glass, and I am like a can of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Used to only be called out.
They have a tendency to feed strays, whether it be animals or people.
I was a stray.
See, that's what I mean. Tending to the sick, but they tend to only do it for the appreciation, and they almost need it. It's not saying that that's the only reason they do it, but they do. They like to feel needed and appreciated, and they want to be useful to people. The way that others see Leo, oh my god, the way that others see Virgo, a real go-getter. People trust you to get things done. You're logical. They come to you when confused about their own actions or relationships. It could be like, hey, and I do this to you a lot. I'll come up to you and be like, hey, this happened. Am I the asshole? You're valued for setting priorities, and you create order. You're both discriminating and truthful. People trust your judgment. You don't wear your heart on your sleeve, though, and that makes outsiders see you as cold and reserved.
That one does not fit, lady.
Well, it would be outsiders. So, like how when I first met her, I was told that she was like someone that would beat me up if I so much as breathed the wrong way at someone. I was also told that lady was very like sensitive in the way of like you get offended very, very easily.
I do.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But like, I think
I'm not aggressive, though.
No. I was told you were aggressive, but that's, when I first met you, I already had like a set image of you in my head, so I was very reserved around you. And I think because I didn't really open up to you, you didn't open up to me either. So to me, it came off as not necessarily cold, but very like standoffish. Like I could say the wrong thing at any minute. But then I got to know you, and it was like the complete opposite.
I am a very easily offended person, but I don't see that as a bad thing either.
You don't overreact when you get offended either. It's more like a, hey, can you like not do that? And then if they continue to do it, then you can get aggressive. But like your first instinct isn't to like start bashing heads right away.
No, I do try to be nice about it because I understand that not everyone's going to have the same view as me.
Mm-hmm.
But after I do tell you that does bother me and you have absolutely no care for how I feel, then I'm not going to give a fuck either. You know what I mean? Like,
quit eyeing me like that as you're talking.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't mean to be eyeing you at all. But no, it's a lot of like respect. If you respect me, I will respect you. But the moment that you decide that I'm not worthy of your respect, you're not worthy of mine.
Totally fair. That's all I have on my Virgo notes, by the way.
Are you ready for my killer? My baby killer?
I'm ready for you guys to give me a bedtime story.
Oh, God.
Stop.
Mommy, read me a story.
Okay.
Yay!
I have Harry Potter loaded on my phone.
What's with you and Harry Potter lately?
I started watching it and reading it again.
I got those little, those little resin kit things that you can make food out of. I think it's called Miniverse.
I don't think she knows.
They came out with a Harry Potter one, and you can make like some potions from Harry Potter, and it's like a little resin like witchy kit thing. I have one at my house. I got some.
Do you know what it is? Like there was like ramen bowls and stuff like that you can make out of them, and it's like little miniatures.
Like edible or like?
No, they give you resin and they show you how to. It's like little charms.
Oh, that's adorable.
It is very adorable. Her and her man do it as a craft.
Okay, cute.
It's our bonding.
So, life and crime.
Wait, I would like a little introduction for Mary.
Okay.
So I didn't have a lot of time to actually research into them. I had a couple, like I had a guideline.
A general idea.
To what we were looking for the killers.
Mm-hmm.
And since I had to stray away from one thing, I thought completely. I landed in a whole nother thing. So I apologize if the next couple of killers are baby killers. It's a lot of angel of deaths.
Yeah, and it's very hard for Storm to research because children need protected above all else.
I agree.
We went from pedophiles to baby killers.
Well,
is what she's trying to say. Good choice. Good choice.
But this one freaked me out. She was born on the same day I was.
Of course.
Obviously a lot of years before me, but she was born on the same day I was. And she also worked in the medical field. She was a nurse's aide.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Anyways, so Mary Beth Tinning was born Mary Beth Rowe on September 11th, 1942 in Danbury, New York. She was reported as a normal student in school with her brother, but did try to commit suicide several times. There wasn't much on that. She worked low-wage jobs and eventually became a nurse's aide, and then met her husband on a blind date, and they got married in 1965. Oddly enough, that was the year my mother was born. She was technically only convicted of one murder, her daughter, Tammy Lynn, after a 6-week-long trial that ended on July 17th, 1987. But it's suspected that she had at least a hand in the death of all her children. When police interrogated her, she confessed to smothering 3 of them, and that confession was later redacted or retracted.
Like straight up pillow treatment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So essentially what would happen, she would smother them to cause seizures, and then she would take them into the hospital later and say, "Oh my god, my baby's having a seizure. Help me." And I guess she did that so many times that the babies would end up dying.
Oh my god.
Yeah. She had 9 kids. She had 8 physically, and she adopted 1 of them.
How many made it to adulthood?
None.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Bad mommy.
They were basically all infants.
That's just mommy dearest energy. That's not mommy energy.
No. She's... The few that did have autopsies, everything looked quote-unquote natural. Most causes of death were labeled as SIDS or other things that looked quote-unquote normal but unfortunate. One of the other things that made me so upset looking up this is that she would wait to take her babies to the actual, like, the pediatrician instead of walking across her yard, across the street, and into the emergency room.
That close.
Yeah.
Oh, no excuse then. That was definitely premeditated.
For medical care. Along with all this, there's a podcast out there that talks about her, and they did a little bit more research on her. And what was the name of the podcast? Killer Psych, Mary Beth Tinning, with Candace.
Killer Psyche.
With Candace DeLong.
DeLong.
It's on the Wondery YouTube channel. She goes into a little bit more detail, but essentially there's other people that have, like, I don't know if they've testified or they've come forward after, but they essentially said they walked into Tanning's house and they were like, hey, what's wrong with your baby? They're laying on the changing table, like strapped down to the changing table, and you're just wandering around. What's going on? They're not breathing. What's going on? And like, they were the ones to get Mary Beth to take some of their babies over to the hospital.
It took an outside force to finally get her to be like, hey,
Yeah.
go take care of your children.
Yeah.
But at this point, they were probably still assuming that it wasn't her doing,
Yeah.
putting the kids in that state.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are like, trying to decide what caused her to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was postpartum psychosis.
Here's the thing. She would buy all these toys for her new baby while she was pregnant. They would die. She would be, which I know everybody deals with grief differently, but she would use their funerals as a type of social party.
Her first daughter was 8 days old when she died, and it was acute meningitis that was listed for the cause of death of that one.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if we're assuming that it was, at least for the first one, an actual
Natural death.
Natural. Possibly.
that could have completely drove her crazy.
Yeah.
How long, do you happen to have how long her other children lasted
So
before they expired?
None of them
the
made it
first
to
to
5.
go was the baby Jen
That was the one that died 8 days,
8 days old.
meningitis.
of meningitis. Less than 3 weeks later, she brought in her son Joe, who was 2 years old,
Wait.
and he was
Okay.
pronounced dead on arrival.
Mm-hmm.
The doctors wrote his death as a viral infection and a seizure disorder.
Oh, and that's where the pillow treatment probably started to come in with the seizures. Unless that one too.
Next was 2-week-old Tim. They just said it was SIDS, which is sudden infant death. Baby, did you know babies suffocate themselves in the womb?
What?
Do you know what they do? They grab their cord and they squeeze until they pass out and then let go.
God.
It's like an actual thing. Like,
Oh
it's a
God.
normal occurrence.
What a bunch of little devils.
They're annoying. Anyways,
Oh my God.
2 years old and then 2-week-old. That was the SIDS. Then there's a 5-month-old on pulmonary edema, SIDS. 6-month-old, no cause of death. 3-month-old.
At her whatchamacallit hearing, at her parole hearing, which she did get released for parole eventually. Pretty recently actually. At her parole
Ugh.
hearing, she did say that she did smother Tammy Lynn.
Yeah.
And she did it because she was a bad mother.
Oh.
The real questions began on December 20th when 3-month-old Tammy Lynn was found unconscious in bed, blood staining her pillow.
And that's one that she got convicted with.
Yeah. She was beyond help. The doctors described her death to SIDS, but they also telephoned the state police. An investigation was launched. She confessed to pressing a pillow over Tammy's face. The child fussed and cried. In custody, she confessed to murdering Tim and Nathan, but staunchly denied harming any of the others. I smothered them with a pillow because I'm not a good mom.
I mean, at least she can admit it.
At least she can admit it. It's just crazy. It was like...
At one point, she confessed to trying to poison her husband.
True.
I wonder if there was, like...
And her husband stood by her during the entire trial.
Now, did she ever once deny
She
killing her
denied?
children?
She denied having a hand in most of her children's.
But
It's only 3
She
ever
only
confessed to.
confessed to 3 of them.
Oh.
And she confessed to considering to killing her husband.
And she redacted her statement of the confession.
For Nathan and...
So, like, she took it back for the other 2 of
Yeah.
the 3 that she confessed.
Yeah.
See, that's a little...
Well, she took
That
it back for all of them, but she only got convicted of the one.
That does make it... Now, you said she recently got out on parole, and now does she fully accept?
I
Like,
don't know.
acknowledge or any
Uh.
type of accountability? I don't know. It does seem like some type... Like how you lady said about, like, psychosis
Mhm.
type of thing, because that's very... erratic.
There's the
Take it back. Why would you admit to killing your child if you didn't kill your child?
Oh, here's an interview. A rare
Yeah.
glimpse into a child killer's mind. In an appearance before the parole board, Mary Beth Tinning said prior child's deaths damaged her. They obtained transcripts.
because at first everybody was like, "Oh, the poor Mary Beth, like
Oh,
her
absolutely.
kids keep dying. It must be a genetic disorder."
Oh yeah, they were thinking it was something genetic for a while there.
Yeah.
Start calling her Miss.
In 2009, her only explanation for her grisly crime was that she was going through bad times when she committed the murder. On January 26, Parole Commissioner Mary Ross asked Tinning, "This charge involved the murder of your 4-month-old child who was smothered with the pillow. Is this correct?" "Yes, ma'am," Tinning replied. "Did you do that?" Ross asked. "Yes, ma'am, I did," Tinning answered. She said sudden infant death syndrome caused the deaths of her other children. In the interview, Ross noted that Tinning has certificates of achievement from nonviolence and anger management programs. She now works for a chaplain. Ross and the parole commissioner Jared Brown also cited letters of support for Tinning from people she has worked with in prison, as well as from the Georgetown Law School, with some describing her as the most loving, generous, caring person they have ever met. At one point, Ross asked Tinning, "When you look back on your actions, what insights do you have into it or yourself?" Tinning replied, "When I look back, I see a very damaged and just messed up person, and I have tried to become a better person while I was here." She said she would live with her husband if released. "He visits once a month, but it's getting harder," she told the board. Tinning was also suspected of trying to poison her husband, but never charged. On February 5th, the parole board's decision found Tinning's release would be incompatible with public safety.
No shit. I mean, I know she was only convicted of one, but like, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I think the only reason she got caught is because there were obvious signs that something happened. There were bloods, like she was coughing up
There was
blood while her
9.
mother was asphyxiating her with the pillow. So I think there was no hiding it then. You can't blame. And I think SIDS back then was just a general term for we don't know what happened.
Well, SIDS can also be used in that case as well.
Yeah.
Because the baby could have flipped itself over.
Once is an
That's the thing. It
accident,
has
and
a
then
pillow.
Once is an accident, and then like
Two times is coincidence. 3 times there's an investigation.
but we're talking like what, 9 children,
Yeah.
9 dead babies, and you're saying not one time did you learn
And
not to take the pillow out
One
of
of
the
them was
crib?
adopted.
People didn't even buckle their kids into car seats the way we have them now
That's
until
true.
just recently.
True.
Kids were sitting in the middle of bench seats.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen? Do you know what newborn car seats looked like back then?
It's like
It was a bouncer.
There was also one that
Jesus.
reminded me of the swing rides at the fair, where
Mhm.
it's like the
It
little
was their
bucket
mother's
seat,
arms.
little bucket seat with a literal chain
Yeah.
across. That's something that my mom was born in the 1980s, and she said she sat in the front seat with this weird little bucket seat.
And also, they didn't know to test moms for any type of diseases.
Like mental.
Anything.
They tested me for a month. They took so much blood and did so much testing when I was pregnant with my kid. It was.
So we're going to go around and pretend like we are criminal psychologists. Okay.
Pretend like we are. Okay.
I love.
I
that.
think she had to have some type of disorder beforehand. But I think after she gave birth and after that baby died, because it was soon after that she murdered her 2-year-old. So I think something triggered when she lost that first baby,
Mm-hmm.
went fucking crazy.
9 times.
Oh, after the 4th
You
one.
know, I get it, but then at that point, it seemed like it was more of like a sick thrill, like because how she turned the funerals into like a social event.
Yeah, I think it turned
Turned
into
it-
something worse.
During the
Yeah,
funerals
like
and
I can say
social
the
event,
first few
she
times.
would donate all the old, like all the stuffed toys and stuff
Mm-hmm.
from that child to a whatever, like to an orphanage and stuff like that. And then she would get pregnant and go out on shopping sprees.
I think the first child's death was fully accidental, and it might have triggered something. But then
It
after
turned into something
the
else.
second, third, dare I say, even the 4th child, then it's like, all right, honey, you need to dial it back a little bit. That's just straight up nutsy cuckoo.
Yeah,
At that point.
yeah.
But I do think that there was some serious issues that should have been addressed, and maybe if mental health was more recognized back then, because you said this was in what, the 1960s?
They married in 1965.
Yeah. So my dad was born in 1960, and he said when he was a teenager, like so anywhere between like 13 and 15 years old, he told them that he was feeling just a little depressed, and they locked him away for 3 days, and then pretty much got out, and his mom was like, "I bet you won't say that again, will you?" They just wrote people off like that.
No, it's terrible, and we still do that.
No credibility. Oh, absolutely, but
not as bad.
Unfortunately, with today's, I don't think it's a lack of awareness. I think some people.
It's a lack of empathy.
I think people are. Well, yes, but I think it's because a lot of people are glamorizing mental illness, like having certain things make you quirky, make you interesting, and people
nowadays you quote have to have something wrong with you.
Yeah, or you're not, what's special about you. And I don't think the people realize that are glamorizing this and like try so hard to fight for having these diagnoses themselves actually realize people that have these diagnoses, the struggles that they go through day to day, and then it makes it harder for even them to try to get people in the medical field to take them seriously.
I was getting kind of sick when I was looking this stuff up.
I'm so sorry.
But like, was there more to it than just like the smothering, or was it the parts about like, did she just, other than like, oh, she said she was a bad mom, I'll read this later, did she like try to justify or anything?
No, just
she doesn't talk about it at all.
I don't think she should be released.
I think she already has been.
I think it's very easy for someone to be deemed as rehabilitated when she was in prison. There was no access to people that she could take advantage of, or any vulnerable people.
Yeah.
And even though it started with children, she was in that medical field. How do you know? I'm sure if there was more forensics and like, the technology that we have now, that if you looked into the history of like the people she treated, I would have looked into that to see. I would have loved to see if there was more there, but I don't think for that time they looked into it or tried to draw a connection.
No.
It says released to parole in 2018 is now no longer on parole.
Ugh.
Confirmed this week, and I don't know exactly when this was posted, because if I click on it, it makes me try to sign up.
I think chemical castration would also be a good solution for people like that. I don't think she should ever be allowed to have children again.
Like just medically tying her
I
tubes.
agree.
That could be reversed, can it? I think any baby making
tubes.
properties should just be like hysterectomy.
Like tying her tubes can heal. The burning of the tubes is less likely to heal, and then if you take it out completely, you have to be on hormones the rest of your life.
I don't think that's a fair punishment, but I don't think that she should ever be allowed to have children, be around children, or anyone.
Well, I just want to point out she's already past menopause. She was born in
Yeah.
1942. She's well past.
I mean,
She's well
she
into
acquired a
menopause.
child at one point, didn't she adopt one?
She adopted. But with this record, she won't even be able to foster.
I hope not.
Yeah, no.
Don't let her babysit your kids. I'm sure she's a lot older now. She is not the kind old lady that I'm sure she looks like now.
Mm.
Keep kids
She
safe.
doesn't look very kind.
No, she doesn't.
No,
look
Even when she was arrested, she didn't look very kind.
No, I briefly saw a picture and I just saw dead eyes. White ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she looks like. Yes, she has dead eyes.
Oh, I wonder how far is that? Like right at arrest or like farther?
This would be around arrest.
that'd be around court.
This would be around court, which is only a couple years after
With
arrest.
some fucking Olay sculpting cream, my dude. Yeah, I wouldn't have trusted that woman around my children.
Well,
At least maybe crying. Your children are dead. Shed a tear. She looked very stone cold. Very Steve Austin of her.
Steve Austin. Stone Cold
Well, to be
Steve
fair,
Austin.
she might be dealing with like that was around trial, so she might be dealing with the trial by shutting down.
Just dissociating altogether.
Yeah.
Lights are on, but no one's home.
Still an absolute piece of shit, but
I understand that there were probably factors that played into why she did this, but there's always another way. Reach out
no,
for help.
absolutely.
Send your kid, like, hey, I need a break. Help me with these kids for a little bit, or I'm going, like, just be honest. I'm going to kill these kids. Back then, you could have said that. I'm going to kill these kids, just take them for a little bit.
Yeah.
And someone would have took the kids. They wouldn't have, came and, like, had a whole investigation yet, like they would nowadays, but there are don't kill your children. If you're overworked, overstressed, having a child is very hard.
It
Don't
is.
kill your children. That's something that shouldn't need to be said.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
There's no weird thought of the week.
Nope. Not on killer days.
It's weird closing out without it.
I'm not sorry. So thanks for hanging out with us.
Be kind, love yourselves. Maybe like and subscribe.
And don't forget to share and maybe hydrate, you little creeps.
Bye,
Bye bitches.